Hello. Today we're going to look at drawing and observation, which is the key to it all really. But before we start, I just wanted to talk about pencils, and ideally, if you can, you should try and get 3, maybe 4 different types of pencils. The HB pencil, which is HB stands for hard black, and the next one is the 2B, which is slightly softer. It goes in, obviously you'll see where we're going, and 4B softer still, and it can carry on into 6B and upwards. But if you keep to this range of pencils, it'll improve your drawing so much. And then obviously a pad of paper. Now the subject we're going to look at is still life, and here I have a bowl of fruit. Yet again, there's a reason for this, because in a future workshop I'm going to be looking at the work of Matisse, Henri Matisse, who's a genius of colour, and his still lifes are beautiful. So that's yet to come. So regarding the drawing, what I'd like you to do is not tighten up, but just keep it nice and loose. So when I'm drawing, I tend to just let the pencil move around. In other words, I keep the pencil on the surface. Have you noticed how I haven't drawn in the actual bowl yet? Because I'm just looking at how everything relates to everything else. The curvature of that part of that pear links with this. There's the beginning of the shape of the bowl. I'm now just letting the pencil wander over, even remembering three-dimensional things like the way that the apple has grown. I'm just going to put some marks in there just to remind me that that is how the actual object has grown. And then the pear, I'm looking at the height of the stalk of that pear in relationship to the apple above. So everything has a relationship with the other objects. Sometimes I draw the whole object, so I'll draw it all the way through as if you've got X-ray eyes, because then you can say, okay, I'm quite pleased with that. Then later on you just take a rubber and you just rub out the area. So it's a good tip. So like I say, just to recap that, let the pencil just glide very gently onto the surface. There's an orange, or no, it's a lemon that goes behind there. Then I know, then I have an apple that's over this side. So if I show you then what I worked on slightly earlier, a little bit more developed. So you can see I've started to sort of place the objects here, and I'm pressing down at certain points where I'm happy. You can see there I've drawn the whole of the shape of the bowl, and I'll lose those lines later. Now the next stage, I could keep this just to purely pencil work. I could use HB, 2B and so on. But I'm going to actually show you a little technique which is fun and easy to do. Yet again, back to these fine liners again. But the lovely thing about this, as you'll see in a moment, is that you can use water with them. So let's say we took a look at the apple here, and I'm looking at the light and the dark. So I'm just going to sort of say, put a little bit of work into that area of where the stalk comes out of the apple. I don't want to put too much ink in, as you'll see in a moment. So I just put in, and then I might do a few of those angles, the way that the apple is grown. Just a little bit of work there. And then it's darker underneath because the light can't get, and this bit I'll work in a bit more, the light can't get to that area of the still life. So I'm going to do hatching, and just by putting this in, and now I'll show you where the water comes in. So clean water, clean brush, and just paint with the water. And you will get strange things happening with the ink. It'll dry, sometimes it has a slightly yellowy blue quality to it. Back to the apple, and then just going up. And now I can start to think about how, and I don't want you to, don't get into the habit of over painting. Just let those lights and darks come through, and you can build up like that. If I just hold it up so you can see. So I'll work on this a little bit more and show you in the next exercise how it develops. But like I say, it's good to do. You can travel with a brush and a pen. Not that we can travel anywhere at the moment, but it's easy to do, and it's a good drawing exercise. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.